Has this ever happened to you? So you buy a new piece of camera gear or an accessory and it instantly makes you happy. And I'm not talking about buying a new camera kind of happy, because that's a different kind of happiness, you know? Buying a new camera, of course it'll make you happy, but no, I'm talking about a deep, profound feeling of happiness here, when you can feel it right here. For example, when I bought this here, that's happiness. I can still feel it. So if you want to know what this is, here's my list of new gear that makes me happy. Happy gear for under $100. Sounds a little bit weird, but okay. So, first of all, the skate dolly. And I bought this because, well, I mean, look at it. It's so cute. It's a little skateboard for my camera. This one was just 20 bucks, but turns out I really like it because I shoot a lot of tabletop commercials and gear B-roll on my desk here, right? And even though you can shoot a lot of that stuff handheld, this does make a lot of those shoots easier and makes everything look a bit smoother and steadier. I don't know, it just works for my style. It's also a lot easier and faster in use than one of those sliders, you know? This is super flexible. It's not as super smooth as a slider, and a lot of the smoothness also depends on your own movements and how flat the surface is that you're using it on. But even if the surface is not 100% flat or smooth, you can always add some stabilization in post and it actually looks great. So yeah, for me, for gear B-roll here on my desk, it just works. And the fact that you can turn the wheels makes it even better, because then you can easily move around the product. I've also seen some people use it outside creatively for some super low angle shots. Also looks great. The skate dolly. I actually really like shooting with a top handle. But the problem with this setup, my old setup, is, well, it's the cage. And it's not that I don't like it, that cage, but I don't know, a lot of times I just want the top handle and I want to be able to remove or attach it in just a few seconds, if I need to, you know? My style is super run and gun, my camera in my backpack, in, out, you know what I mean? Of course you know what I mean. And that's why I bought this. This is also a top handle, but it doesn't need a cage. It attaches to the hot shoe of my camera. This one's also from SmallRig, this too. I don't know how much I paid for it exactly. It was this much. And yeah, I really like it. It literally takes just a few seconds to attach it or remove it, and you can still mount a few things if you'd want to. So for me, this is great. It has all the benefits of this, but without the cage that I don't really like. And I also don't need it. So yeah, there you go. But it's personal preference, of course. Yeah. So this is one of those things that's super useful in my opinion, but I'm not going to use it every single day. Look, a lot of you probably know that a few years ago I was traveling the world full time, right? Well, a few years ago, it's more than a few by now. But anyway, the thing is, every device, every brand, every camera uses different memory cards, right? And I was carrying around a bunch of card readers, dongles, a million different memory cards. It was a mess. And on top of that, a lot of times when we arrived in a different country, we bought a local SIM card so I could use local data plans on my phone. And because of that, because of the switching of the SIM cards all the time, I actually lost my Belgian SIM card, which was very valuable. So if only I had this thing back then, it would have saved me a lot of stress and it would have made traveling a whole lot easier. This is the Freewell Pro Reader, and it's a card reader that reads CF Express A, B, SD cards, micro SD, but it also has holding slots for all those cards and also for nano SIM cards. So this thing would have saved me from losing my precious Belgian SIM card. They also have a Duo reader that is compatible with SD cards and micro SD cards. So if, like me, you travel a lot, this is super useful. This goes in my travel bag and it'll stay there until the next trip. Now, something else that also fits perfectly in this list of things that make me happy is Motion VFX, the sponsor of this video. Many of you probably know that I use Motion VFX plugins and motion graphics for all my videos. Literally every single video I make has something from Motion VFX in it. An animated title, a super cool cinematic effect, or just something to make the video visually more engaging. And they have everything. Everything is also super easy to use, drag and drop, and you can customize all the settings in the inspector window. And you're done, that's it. It takes your videos to that next level. No matter what your style is or what your content is about, you will find something you like. So after watching this video, go check them out. And don't forget to use my link in the description. And of course, thank you so much Motion VFX for supporting my channel. Okay, on to the next piece of happy gear. Still sounds weird. Okay, so here it is. It's my favorite of the whole list, and I ordered a second one even because I use this every single day. Why? Because, well, you all know that I love having everything on wheels in my studio, right? My desk is on wheels, the stool I'm sitting on, lamp stands, you know, everything is on wheels. But I also have some older stands and tripods that don't have wheels, but I do move them around a lot. And so that's why I bought this thing. It puts wheels under things that don't have wheels. See how that works? It's compatible with pretty much all sizes, and you can even use it when you go on location, for example, because it's super portable. And look, it's not that I'm too lazy to move a stand or a tripod that doesn't have wheels, but here in my studio, I move around everything like all the time. So it's a lot more comfortable and easier if it does have wheels. So there you go, instant happiness. Okay, so I actually bought this for 118 bucks new, but I also saw that you can get a second-hand one for under 100 bucks. So technically, this can go in this list, right? Technically, yeah. Anyway, look, this is again something that I'm not gonna use every single day, but I must say that the results look great and it works a lot better than I expected. And I'm impressed actually. Whether you want thick smoke for special effects or just haze up a room, this thing does it all, and I wanted to show you. But as you, yeah, that's it. Battery is dead. But I'll show you some B-roll. And you all know that I also love using mist filters, right? To get that cinematic hazy effect. But the thing is, there's some things that a mist filter just can't do, and that's when you need actual haze, but I'm gonna make a separate video on that, so stay tuned. So this is definitely a niche product, but if you have a use for it, go for it, it's great. You can get them from different brands, by the way. This is one of the cheaper ones, what is it? LensGo Smoke S. I can't compare it to the more expensive ones because I just have this one, but yeah, for me this works great. Okay, and then finally something super inconspicuous, a clamp, or a set of clamps. I bought this because I saw a lot of creators talk about it and use it, so yeah, I decided to also buy a few to see what all the hype was about. And it's one of those MacGyver tools that comes in handy when you least expect it. If you do a lot of tabletop work, or if you like experimenting with crazy angles, you need at least one clamp like this. Or for example, right now I'm experimenting a bit with macro videography. More on that soon also, more videos. But also for that, I found that these clamps come in handy sometimes. But of course, depending on what you want to use them for, you're also going to need like a ball head or an extra little arm or a spigot. So, you know, you can't really use them as is, just like that. You need some extra thingies to attach to them. But yeah, super useful. So there you go. This is my list of new gear that makes me happy. Let me know in the comments what makes you happy, what camera gear, what accessory. Not new cameras, because I know a new camera will make you happy, but the more inconspicuous things. You know what I mean? Like these things. Let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one. My voice is disappearing. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's very raspy. Maybe some of you will like that. Yeah. Salut.